Session 4, Customer Service. Business, like life, is all about how you make people feel. It's that simple, and it's that hard. Danny Meyer, Setting the Table. Being on par in terms of price and quality only gets you into the game. Customer service wins the game. Tony Alessandra. When you signed up to become a Wing It On franchisee, you were given 2 books. The first book was Setting the Table, authored by one of the most successful restaurateurs in the world and the founder of Shake Shack, Danny Meyer. In this book, Danny describes his philosophy of enlightened hospitality that propelled him to the mega success he has seen operating in the food and beverage industry for over 3 decades. The second book, Excellence Wins, was authored by the world's foremost authority on customer service and the founder of the Ritz-Carlton hotel chain, Horst Schulze. In this book, Horst shows us that the service principles of a 5-star hotel can and should be applied to every level of the service industry. In our world, that means everything from a fast food joint to a Michelin star-rated fine dining restaurant should treat their customers as if they are their most valuable assets, because they are. If you have not yet read these books, start tonight. Whatever else is occupying your time can wait. You made an investment in a Wing It On franchise, and your success and eventual return on this investment hinges on learning these principles now, and not months or years after you open for business. At the end of this session, you'll be able to answer the following questions. 1. Why is a culture of hospitality so vital to my success? 2. How will I know if I'm successfully creating a hospitality-driven culture? 3. What are the 2 things that I must focus on to keep a positive reputation? And 4. What are the tactical ways we can exceed guests' expectations at every touch point? Never forget what this business is really about. It's about making people feel happy. We make people feel happy by committing to the hospitality-driven culture. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of other food options for people to choose from. Making guests feel good about choosing Wing It On and making them feel happy about the experience they received will ensure they visit us again. As Danny Meyer says in Setting the Table, it's about what we do for our guests, not what we do to our guests. But how will you know if you are successfully making the culture come to life? The answer is in your reputation. If you establish yourself as a 4.5-star location in your area, you are on the right track. If your secret shopper scores are consistently high, you are on the right track. If your employee turnover rate is low, you are on the right track and on your way to mastering this. All of these items will gauge the health of your reputation and translate into higher sales because people will want to come back for the food and the way they are treated. To keep your reputation, you must focus on excellent hospitality, and you must treat your employees exceptionally well. Hospitality is infused in every interaction with guests. Employees are responsible for handling every single one of those interactions. If you don't treat employees right, they won't feel empowered to treat fans right. Our fans have high expectations, so let's exceed them. Below is a list of the most common customer interactions at Wing It On stores and the expectations guests have at each step. Your employees must be empowered to exceed service expectations at every one of these interactions. Otherwise, you are not building a positive reputation. Remember, your food may be flawless, your store may look impressive, but if these fundamental hospitality expectations are not met, you are not going to wow your guests into coming back. So lead your employees to want to be the best versions of themselves they can be. Train them patiently. Reinforce teamwork. Be supportive. And incentivize great, exemplary performance. Guest expectations for being greeted. Every guest gets greeted with a smile and the Wing It On greeting. Welcome to Wing It On. What can we get for you today? Guest expectations for taking phone orders. Every call is answered with enthusiasm and a smile. Yes, a smile even though the caller cannot see you or your employee. Research has proven that the tone of human voice changes while smiling and will lead to a more positive interaction. Thank you for calling Wing It On Waterbury. This is Justin. What can we get for you today? Every guest wants to be spoken to slowly, calmly, and patiently. Every guest wants their order repeated back for accuracy. Every guest wants to know their total for the order. Every guest wants to know what time to come back to pick up their order. Always err on the side of caution. Much better to pad the wait time by 5 minutes than to have a customer show up and their order still not be ready. Under-promise and over-deliver. Every guest wants to be thanked for their order. Example, thank you so much. Your order comes to $34.50 and we'll have it ready for you in about 15 minutes. Looking forward to seeing you shortly. Guest expectations in-store ordering. Every guest is greeted with enthusiasm and given a warm, genuine smile. Welcome to Wing It On Waterbury. My name is Justin. What can I get started for you? Every guest wants to be spoken to slowly, calmly, and patiently. If an employee is having a bad day, offer your support, but remind them to keep personal issues separate from work so as not to negatively affect your customer's experience and your bottom line. Every guest wants us to be the product experts that can give them insight and answer questions. This means making sure every employee is knowledgeable about our menu from top to bottom. Every guest wants their order repeated back for accuracy. Every guest wants to know their total for the order. Every guest wants to know when approximately their order will be ready. Important. If the current wait time is longer than 20 minutes, always tell this to the customer before they order so they can make a conscious decision if they can afford to wait this long before committing and paying for their order. At Wing It On, every guest is asked if they want to make any meal a combo. Every guest is genuinely thanked for their order. If dining in at the restaurant, every guest is informed that we will bring their meal to them when it is ready. Guest expectations for adding rewards and loyalty points. Every guest wants to know about ways to save money by earning loyalty points. Every guest is asked, would you like to apply today's purchase to our rewards program? Every guest wants to apply their purchase to their rewards account if they have one. Every guest wants to know if they have a pending reward available for use. If they want to sign up, tell them to just download the Wing It On app or sign up at wingiton.com. The more points you earn, the more discounts you unlock. Chicken Champ, 500 points and $3 off. Duke of Dipping, 1,000 points and $8 off. King of the Wing, 2,000 points and $20 off. Guest expectations for easy in-store pickup. Every guest wants to have their food ready when quoted, in the warmer, and clearly labeled with their name by the time they arrive. Every guest wants to know with certainty they are getting the correct order, which means our team needs to double-check their order for accuracy. Every guest wants to be able to ask a Wing It On team member a question about their order or present any problems they have discovered. Every guest expects their order to be correct. If there is an issue presented, they also expect we will promptly and graciously solve their issue so they can get on their way. Guest expectations for quality control and proper packaging. Guests expect packaging to be approved Wing It On branded packaging. Guest expectations for quality control and proper packaging. Guests expect their packaging to be the approved Wing It On branded packaging. Guests expect their food to be hot and enjoyed at the optimal temperature. Guests expect their packaging to have the Wing It On sticker with their name clearly written. Guests expect their packaging to be free of excessive oil stains, sauce stains, or fingerprints. Guests expect their food to be neatly wrapped and in the appropriate containers. Guests expect their food to be properly labeled when necessary, wing sauces checked off. Guests expect to have the appropriate amount of dipping sauces, ketchup, etc. included in their package. Guests expect the proper amount of napkins, utensils, and wet naps to be included. Guests expect their food to not be damaged, rummaged through, or spilled. Guest expectations for cleanliness and convenience. All dining room furniture, tables, chairs, stools, and counters need to be cleaned and free of any crumbs or spills or dust, etc. Dining room should be walked through and cleaned every hour. All front counters must be neat and orderly, with no clutter and only the Wing It On approved marketing material being displayed. Counter cards and gift card racks every hour. Any dining room floor must be clean, swept, and free of any spills, every shift and as needed. Every Wing It On bathroom must always be sparkling clean and free of any mess or spills, every shift. Every Wing It On bathroom must be fully stocked of paper, soap, and paper towels, every shift. All floor mats must be clean and free of any dirt, mud, or debris, every shift. All fountain soda machines or grab-and-go coolers must always be in working order and fully stocked, every shift. All utensils, napkin holders, wet naps, and condiments must be fully stocked, every shift. All dining room walls must be clean and free of any marks or dents, every month. Always keep an extra can of paint for all dining room colors on hand and touch up monthly. Guest expectations for comfortable atmosphere and environment. Every dining room must be an appropriate temperature. Wing It On approved music must be playing in the background. All tables and chairs must be in proper working condition. No wobbly tables. Wing It On approved programming must be playing on the TVs. Major sporting events, always NFL, college football games when available. ESPN talk shows, Sports Center, First Take, etc., if no major events playing. Local news if no sports talk show currently airing. Proper background music being played. Lo-fi hip-hop or other lyric-free or minimal lyric music that has been approved by Wing It On. All in-store marketing must be in view and in good condition. No rips, tears, or damaged signs. Guest expectations for handling their complaints. Guests expect that any complaints be handled with care and attention. Guests expect that we are listening to their issue and that we acknowledge their problem. Guests expect we are on their side and want to help them. Guests expect we provide an adequate and prompt solution to their issue right then and there. Every employee at Wing It On should be empowered to help rectify a customer complaint within reason. Not every minor situation should involve escalating to a supervisor, manager, or owner. The faster you can solve the customer's problem, and with the fewer amount of people involved, the happier that customer is going to be with the outcome. Our recommendation is that every employee at the entry level be empowered to resolve any customer complaint up to $10 as long as it is properly logged. Only when the issue involves a cost to the store greater than $10 should a manager or supervisor get involved to approve. At Wing It On, any request within reason is an opportunity for us to shine by just saying yes. Remember, there is no prize awarded for being right. Even if the customer is in the wrong, never argue with a customer. Apologize for the inconvenience and offer a solution. If the customer is still displeased, then ask them how you can make things right for them. If it is a reasonable request, then pull the trigger and you have very likely turned an angry customer into a new fan for life.